G'day everybody, it's the Christian Footballer back here for video 4 of my Week as a Pro series. I hope you guys have been enjoying it so far. Woke up a bit later than I was hoping for, but right now I'm going to make breakfast and I'm going to go down to the park for a training session right before me and the family go to the beach. Let's do it! Okay guys, so I'm down here at the park for the first training session of the day. I'm going to be doing the first day of 7MLC's Magnetico program. You've seen it before on this channel. Then after that I'm going to move into a skill moves drill with some ankle weights, and then I'm going to take them off and just run through it without the ankle weights. So I'm going to set up and get started. Okay guys, so with this first drill I've placed a cone, then gone 2 steps and then placed 5 cones, each 1 step apart. And then for the last cone, I've gone another 2 steps and placed it down. Basically the way this works is I go through the cone weave just using my right foot there and back, then just using my left foot there and back, then just using the inside of my feet there and back again, using the outside of my feet there and back. After that I'm using the soles of the foot here a bit, there and back, and then finally we've got this last one where I use both feet, the insides and outsides, to get through the cone weave, and again that's there and back. And after that's done, that's a full round, and I did 3 of these. Okay guys, so with this second drill what I've done is placed 2 cones about 1 metre apart to form a gate. Then I've taken 15 steps and placed another 2 cones about 1 metre apart to form a second gate. And what I'm trying to do is get from one gate to the other as quickly as possible while taking a touch of the ball with every step. So what I'll do is go there with my right foot, let my momentum carry me off, have a little rest, and then come back with my left foot. And that's 1 round, and again I did 3 rounds of this. So with this drill guys, it's much like the first, except the cones are spread apart more. So between the first cone and the second cone is about 5 steps, and then the 4 cones in the middle are about 3 steps apart, and then another 5 steps to the last cone. With this one, what I'm going to be doing is just using my right foot, going a little bit faster, trying to get through these cones, go to the end, turn around and come back just using my right foot, and then I'll do it again with my left foot, just going there and back with my left foot only. And that's 1 round. So what I did is went through it 3 times with my right foot and 3 times with my left foot. So with this 4th drill, what we've got set out here is like a zigzag pattern with the cones. Between the first and second cone there's about 4 steps, and then between the second and third cone and third and fourth cone there's about 6 steps. And then finally between the 4th and 5th cone there's about 4 steps again. I go through just using my right foot, go all the way through, turn around and come back, just using my right foot, trying to take those corners as tight as possible, again while taking a touch of the ball with every step. And then I'll go through it again just using my left foot, all the way there and all the way back. And again with this drill I go through 3 times just with my right foot and 3 times just with my left foot. Okay guys, so I've thrown the ankle weights on and now I'm just going to do some stationary step overs. Then I'll start rolling the ball out and do as many step overs as I can, and then I'll move into this drill, just running into the cones in the middle, beating them with a step over or another move, going around them, going to the other cone, and then coming back and beating it again. I've said this before when I'm using these ankle weights, but I suggest not using ankle weights unless you've done your research, checked it out yourself. There is a risk element with using these ankle weights. You can get injured. It's very important to be cautious with how much weight you're using, and yeah, just do your research and know that there's a risk to it as well. But without any further ado, I'll get into this. Okay guys, now with no ankle weights. Okay guys, so in this segment I'm going to be touching on how to train effectively. And the two main topics I want to talk about here is deliberate training and personalised training. And these two things have to go hand in hand for your training to be effective. First, I'm going to talk about deliberate training. A lot of people will go down to the park and just kick a ball around, have a bit of fun, have a couple of shots on goal, maybe do a bit of juggling, a few skill moves, something like that. And there is nothing wrong with that. It's great to go out and just train and have a bit of fun. But if you're going down to the park to get as much out of your training session as you possibly can and you really want to see improvement, then you've got to do deliberate training. And what this is instead of just going to the park and seeing what happens, doing a few shots, seeing how it goes, you have a plan and you're deliberate about what you're going to do. So instead of just having shots, you've got targets in mind. You're aiming for the top corner, you're aiming for it consistently, you're trying to make improvements, you're tweaking your technique, you're working on your accuracy, you're being deliberate about it. And instead of just shooting a goal over and over again, each time you're trying to improve, you're analysing what's going right, what you're doing well, what you're not doing so well, and you're making tweaks. This is one big part of deliberate training. If you want to take it a step further, you can be deliberate with the type of drills you do. So instead of switching it up all the time and doing different drills, taking shots from different places, which is very good to get good at being able to deal with different situations, but the best way to improve at a specific thing is to do that thing over and over again and to consistently train it and build up to a goal that you have in mind that you want to be able to achieve. For instance, get 9 out of 10 shots in the top corner from the corner of the 18-yard box. And like I said, the other thing that has to come with that is personalised training. Now I'm going to be really extreme for a minute here, but say a goalkeeper spends 75% of their training session doing bicycle kick training. As far as when he shows up to the game, his teammates are not going to be able to see any difference because there's no improvement in the things that he needs to be good at in his position. Now obviously that's very extreme, but what I'm saying is you have to replicate the situations you get into a lot during your games. So for instance, midfielders will find themselves in different situations than strikers will. Midfielders will often find themselves having to make quick turns and lay off the ball, or wanting to make pinpoint long balls or through balls. Or as a winger may not find themselves in that situation as much. So training those things for a winger won't make them that much better than if they trained specific to their position. For instance, crossing, sprinting, beating guys one-on-one, and cutting in and having shots. These are the things a winger should be working on. So be sure to make a training session personalised to the position you play. And going deeper into that, the drills that you perform that are personalised to your position, you want to perform in a way that's game realistic. So you don't want to just be jogging along, take a slow touch out, give yourself a second to look up at the goal and then have a shot, because you're not going to get that sort of time in the game. So like I'm saying, you want to make this game realistic. Think about what it would be like in a game. How fast would you have to be moving? How would you throw that man off to give you some space so that you can have a shot? Thinking about these things and making your training more game realistic is going to make all the difference. So there you go guys, there's something to take into your next training session, and now let's get back into the video. So for lunch guys, I had this chicken salad sort of thing. I had some chicken breast with spinach, avocado, tomato and some capsicum. Okay guys, so I'm down here at the park for the afternoon training session. We're going to be doing a shooting session today. In a perfect world this afternoon I would have liked to be doing a workout, but because it's a Sunday and the way it's all worked out for the week, I'm going to be doing shooting today and a workout at the gym tomorrow, which will be legs and upper body workout. It'll be a bit longer than the last one, but yeah, I'm going to get on with this shooting session. It's one done by 7MLC. I think it's going to be really good. I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, I'm just going to set that up and start filming. So before I get into the shooting session guys, as always I do a quick warm-up. Because it's just a shooting session today, a lot of the warm-up stuff that I'm doing here is sort of replicating the shooting action, which is good, getting those muscles warmed up and the blood flowing to the areas that are going to be used during this shooting session. For the first drill guys, it's almost like a continuation of the warm-up, very simple. All I'm doing is setting the ball where the penalty area would be, and then I'm just aiming for the corners, just trying to get a few clean, accurate shots on goal. So with this drill guys, what I've done is set up a square about 4 by 4 meters and about 20 meters from the goal. And what I'm doing is just chucking the ball in the air, taking a first touch to my right or left side, and then having a shot on goal. With this drill, I did about 10 to 15 shots with each foot. After that, I moved into this cutting in and shooting drill, very similar to what I did in day 3. Basically, I'm just running at this cone that's around the corner of the 18-yard box, cutting it in and having a shot for the far post. Trying to focus on having clean connection with the ball, not trying to blast it, but just have clean connection, get that curling effect and get it in that top right-hand corner. After that, I move into a left-footed drill. I've moved in a bit just to make the angle a little less tight, and this time I'm just running at the cone, doing a step over or Ronaldo chop, and setting up the ball for a left-footed shot, trying to go low for that far post. And every now and then I might throw in a near post shot. After that, I move across to the other side of the goal, and again I'm just cutting in and curling it for that far corner with my left foot this time. I usually wouldn't do this sort of drill with my left foot just because I'm an inverted winger, and if I ever did find myself on the right side of the field, I'd just focus more on crossing, but this was really good, getting that balance with both feet, and that way if I ever do find myself in a situation like this on the right wing, I'm familiar with the technique on my left foot. And then finally, to finish it off, I'm just doing the same thing that I did on the other side, step over, off to the side, and just with my right foot aiming low for that far post again. And again, every now and then I might throw in a near post shot. After that training session, I headed back to the house, and shortly after I had dinner. This dinner was one of my favorites of the whole week. It was salmon with some sweet potato and asparagus and a bit of lemon on top. I really enjoyed this dinner, and it was big enough to make up for the fact that I only had 3 meals for day 4 instead of 4 like I've been having so far, but just a really good way to cap off the day and satisfy that appetite that you build up after training. And just like that, guys, we're at the end of another video. Thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit that like button down below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that big red button down there. I would very much appreciate it. Also, be sure to comment down below what you've been doing in these strange times to keep active. I hope you all have an amazing week, and I will see you all in the next video.